As a reminder, this video is sponsored by Dreametech, who sent me this T10 for evaluation and review. Now, to date, I have not done any dirt pickup whatsoever. I have not run this machine on any surface which contains dirt. I've just done static tests. So let's try all three speeds on my medium pile flow through Mohawk American carpet and see what it feels like to push and pull. Okay, let's start on low. All right, low is very easy to push and pull. Let's bump it up to medium. There's a slight change, but it's very, very minor. And if you're hearing a little bit of squeaking, yep, it's these wheels right here. So I need to lubricate those. You can use, well, WD-40. I'll do a little clear silicone on there. And now, let's try it on high. Okay. On high, which severely limits the battery time, it's usable. I don't think you'd want to do it over 1,000 square feet of carpet, frankly, but push and pull ability is medium. It's not light anymore, but neither is it terribly heavy. So this nozzle does not appear to be sticking to my medium pile test carpet. We put it back on medium. So yeah, medium is certainly easy, and low, the difference is minimal. So probably most people, if you have a lot of surface area to clean, you're going to be using it on medium because the battery lasts a long time. On high, there could be some carpets where this might suction a little too much down to, but not on this one. So I guess I'm going to run all my tests on high, but my whole house carpet cleaning, I'm probably going to have to run it on medium because the battery will last as long as I need it to last running it on medium, and I won't have to recharge it. On high, I could probably get one room done, and then I would have to go and wait and recharge it. So those are the conditions we'll have to use. But for these forthcoming tests right now in this video, I think I'll be able to run this on high. How about we take a closer look at how we disassemble this T10. So, as you saw in a previous video, squeeze this little button here for the battery, and that slides off. Okay, that's easy enough. And of course, this is how you go ahead and empty the dirt. But if you want to take off the main bin assembly, you have this little button right here. Goes like that. And then this pops off. Move that off to the side. So now you have this little filter right here, and you can wash that. Of course, remember to let it dry. And here's how you get the cyclones out. Just grab this little handle and just kind of clicks and then very easily pulls out. And you can get to everything in here fairly easily. You can wash it, and then of course remember to completely dry it. Don't leave anything wet, especially this. You don't want to get any additional rust. So this would go back in, and you have a click, right? It goes back in like that. And you can get to the post motor filter just by pulling straight up. And it does, you're not going to be able to see this on camera because the print is too small. It does actually say HEPA. So this reminds me of a typical filter that I might see, like say on a Bissell, for example. Although it would be like, say, a pre-motor filter, but this one here is post-motor. Then just push it down, kind of like spring-loaded a little bit, and then everything goes back together. You do have a little hook right here Put that in there, and it snaps back in, and there you go. Oh, I guess I should put the battery back in. There. That's a little more complete, isn't it? So what does the empty bin assembly weigh? All right, I'm going to call it at 438.97 grams. First test, the 10-cycle carpet shredder test. We will be running it on high. All right, here we go. All right, let's take this apart. And now we need to measure it. I'm not seeing anything. Whoops! I'm not seeing anything in there. It's easy to push the button, but let's weigh it. See if it picked anything up. And let's see what it managed to pick up. All right, looks like it's a little bit. Now I can't see anything in the bin, but there's going to be stuff stuck in the cyclones, obviously. So I'm going to call it at 439.13, and then I'm going to subtract 438.97. So we have a agitation test of 0.16 grams. And honestly, that was a little higher than what I thought it would do. Let me see if I can show you where some of the dirt ended up in the bin. So right around the seal area right here, a little bit inside the bin right here. Where else? Okay, there's some stuck to the inside. Hey, look at that. Static electricity. I can kind of chase the dirt around inside the bottom of the bin. So it did actually pick some stuff up. It does have some agitation. How about that? Let's remeasure our freshly blown out bin. I guarantee there's going to be a little bit of dust in there that will stay in there permanently. So we're starting out now at 439.03 grams. This is 5 grams of sand, and that's 10 grams of baking soda. First off, how about we do the 2-cycle sand test? Running on high. Okay, let's see what we have for pickup. And there's definitely some in there, so let's measure it. So for a raw bin pickup, we got, I'm going to call it at 439.78, and then subtract 439.03. So for a raw bin pickup, 2 cycles, 0.75. Now I have to go and divide that by 5. So we are literally at 15%. I can move the decimal place if you like. That's in 2 cycles. We also need to do the extracted pickup, frankly. because raw bin does not tell the whole story. So let's empty it as a typical person would. That's probably about it. There, I don't think I can get any more out than that. And then find out what that equals. Zero the scale, and we end up with an extracted amount of 0.46, and again 0.45. All right, I'll call it a 0.45 divided by 5, and that's about 9%. Let me move the decimal place for you. So we're looking at 9%, and again, that is the extracted amount. Let's move on to the baking soda test. After an extensive sand cleaning session, let's see what we have now for the final empty bin weight. And you can see it's growing a little bit, 439.05. I also had to go and blow out all the sand in the brush roll head as well. Okay, once again, we are running on high. Definitely have some pickup. So let's see what that measures. So excited to see what the raw bin pickup is. So I'm going to call it at 441.97, and then I'll subtract 439.05 for 2.92 out of 10 grams. And of course, if you fiddle around with the math a little bit, you end up with 29.2%. All right, now let's see what we can get out of this thing extracted. You can see some of the dust. Now you'll really be able to see some of the dust when I dump it. Let's see, did anything make it on the filter? Well, you know, it's somewhat of a whitish filter, so wouldn't see anything like that. That looks very clean. Okay, we have a very, very clean pickup. Probably all that anybody would normally do. So let's see what the total is. Extracted. Okay, extracted, we ended up with 2.25 grams. Now that's out of 10, so all you have to do is just move the decimal place. I'm going to call that 22.5, so that would round up to 23% for the extracted 2-cycle fine dust test. I have a bunch of sand and baking soda in that carpet. So how about I go and pick a machine that has a lot of agitation, but maybe not too much, But I'm going to turn the carpet over first before I vacuum the top, just to see how much I can manage to shake out. How about the Sanitaire with the Vibra Groomer 2? And the big reveal. Well, the Sanitaire probably worked against what I was trying to do here, and that show like a big pile of stuff. But you can see, I hope, you got a whole bunch of sand here that I'll try to collect. Maybe that's a little better. And the baking soda, the airflow is so high on the Sanitaire, it it sucked most of it up through the back side of the carpet. There certainly is some left. Here, I'll get you in a little bit closer. I'll show you the piles. Here's what's left, or mostly left, of the baking soda. A little bit of sand got bounced into there. And here is the pile of sand. And there's more on the top of that carpet. Okay, so I need to go and clean this up, don't I? Well, that is a perfectly clean sweep. Okay, so topical dirt. The T10, frankly, does a great job. So stay tuned for a lot more bare floor and hair tests. So a question that inevitably gets asked, is a machine like this, a battery-powered stick vac, the equivalent replacement for a bagless, full-power upright? I've got a pretty extensive testing database for my 2-cycle sand and dust tests. So let me see if I can dig out a couple of machines from the archive that pretty much match the T10's performance. So guess what? On the right, we have a Dyson DC65, and on the left, we have a Dyson DC25. When you run the T10 on its highest power on my medium pile flow-through carpet, The DC65 is a little bit lower in performance, and the DC25 is a little bit higher in performance. So that's a pretty fantastic accomplishment for a battery-powered stick vac.